All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Holiday E-commerce Crash Course webinar, and happy November. Can you believe it's already November? Where has this year gone? Seriously. Anyway, I'm Rob Zaleski from ShippingEasy, and we are thrilled to have you here. Today, you'll be hearing about holiday store prep from Adrienne Boitnagel from Volusion, when and why to insure packages from Ariel Schmorak from Shipsurance, and shipping service levels to increase orders from me, Rob Zaleski at ShippingEasy. So a quick few housekeeping items for you. This presentation will be recorded, and you'll receive a follow-up email with the replay link tomorrow. If you have any questions, please use the Q&A box to submit them, and we'll get to as many as we can after the webinar. If we don't get to your question, we'll follow up with you after the webinar. If you'd like to share anything you learned today or tag any of us on social, please feel free to use hashtag Holiday Crash Course and @tag any of the companies you see here on the page. Now would also be a good time to shut down other browsers or apps that might be zapping some of your internet bandwidth too. If you do experience any issues, try exiting out of the webinar and rejoining. And now I'd like to go ahead and turn things over to Adrienne Boitnagel from Volusion to talk about holiday store prep. Take it away, Adrienne.
Thanks, Rob. Go ahead and advance the slide here. All right. So let's see here. So hi, I'm from Volusion, which is an e-commerce platform. And was there a slide before this, Rob? Sorry about that. No, okay. So we'll start with some tips and suggestions to help get your store ready to go. So the first thing, if we can go ahead and go back to the bundling slide. Bundling. So the idea is bundling your products into a sort of gift basket is a really great way to increase your average cart revenue and give shoppers a quick and easy gift option. These do tend to work best with food-related products, but they really can work for almost any industry, especially if your products have accessories. And then combining accessories with those larger core gifts is an awesome way to show customers you are a one-stop shop and gives them expert advice on what smaller items would go best with a purchase. So the idea, oh, I'm so sorry. It looks like these slides got a little messed up. What's next on our agenda there, Rob? Okay, yeah, merchandising and bundling got a little mixed up there. No worries. Let's stay on this slide for now because this has my example on it. The example here is from a sausage-making store, and the main gift here is the sausage stuffer, and it comes with spices, casings, and even a book that gets everybody started. So gives a sausage enthusiast who wants to try their hand at making sausage at home everything they need to get started. So you might even consider providing a free surprise gift if your customers reach a certain minimum order to convince shoppers to add a little extra to their purchase, and again, that raises your cart average revenue. And then make sure to advertise that if you do have that as an option. So we'll go ahead and stay on this slide and go back to merchandising. So just like you would merchandise a brick and mortar store to create a shopping experience for your customers, just like a grocery store does, you want to do the same thing on your website. And one of the most important things that you can do is ensure that your top products and your best sellers are really easy to find. That might mean you feature them on your homepage, or you just simply ensure that they show up at the top of their respective categories. Gift guides are a really great way to feature those similar products. Just make sure you include links to each particular product in your guide. And in general, the goal of an e-commerce website is to remove as many barriers to purchase as possible, so you're not going to want to make your shoppers click around to find a product. In Volusion, we have a sort by function, specifically the quote-unquote most popular option, which is kind of a lie. It actually lets you control what products you want to show at the top. So you can put your best sellers or maybe even some inventory that you really want to get moving at the top, and that gets your customers' attention. All right, let's go forward a slide. So landing pages are any page that a customer might click to land on your website. And just like those gift guides, holiday-specific landing pages are a really great way to provide extra value to your customers. There's a few different ways you can split these pages up, so just think about how your customers like to shop. So, for example, if they're price conscious, you might consider some popular price thresholds like gifts under $25 or $50 or whatever. You might also gather your products based on who your customer is shopping for, especially groups that some shoppers might consider difficult to buy for. For example, it's impossible to find a great gift for my dad, so I shop these all the time. Depending on your products, you could segment these out into gifts for kids, or husbands, or moms, or anything that makes sense for your target audience. A stocking stuffer category, and those bundles again, those are also a great idea for those who might already be browsing on your site and they just need a couple small things to round out their gift, and again, raises that average cart revenue. And if you decide to create these types of landing pages, just spend a little time creating some compelling tags and on-page content so that you have potential to capture organic traffic and possibly some new shoppers. All right, one slide forward, please. Coupons. You're going to want to set these up early. You should have a good idea already of the discounts and specials you want to run because Black Friday and Cyber Monday are around the corner. So go ahead and get these set up so you can focus on the best way to get the word out to your customers. If you're on Volusion, you can set these up and you can actually specify what time to start and end, so you can just set it and forget it. And then promoting these discounts depends on where you already spend your time marketing, and it might include your social media channels, your newsletters, even on your homepage. Whatever you decide, double check the spelling and the capitalization on those coupon codes to avoid any issues once they go into effect. And then set up some reminders for yourself once those go live. You'll want to make sure you're monitoring your email and your social media just in case your customers are having issues checking out. These coupons are also perfect for including in your PPC copy if you are running PPC advertising, that's pay-per-click. You can even include a coupon specifically for your PPC ads so you know exactly which purchases resulted from those ads. Include that coupon code directly in the ad copy to get the most benefit from that strategy. Go forward a slide. Holiday banners, specifically on your homepage. Take some time to create those holiday-themed banners for your store, and they might include some popular products or they simply feature your holiday discounts. You can use these banners to direct shoppers to those specific landing pages so they have less clicks to get to where they want to go. It's also a great space to start teasing your upcoming discounts for Black Friday or Cyber Monday. Your regular shoppers will appreciate the heads up, and a sneak peek can convince them to come back and shop with you in order to get that discount on that particular day. Let's go forward. So emails and newsletters, once again, get those set up earlier rather than later. Whether you're using Volusion's built-in newsletter feature or you might have a service like MailChimp, these are aimed at customers who have shopped with you before, so make sure you're teasing upcoming sales and promotions to get them excited. You can also use this space to highlight special items or bundles that you've created for the holiday season. And again, gift guides are perfect for this marketing medium, so include those with those shoppable links in there. All right, let's skip the next slide. It is super important in order to ensure you have a successful holiday season to make sure your site is well optimized for conversion. So start checking on this now. And keep checking as you're approaching Black Friday and Cyber Monday to ensure you're prepared for any scenario. There's a few things that you want to make sure you have enabled. One of the biggest ones is making sure customers can anonymously check out. A lot of customers don't want to be forced to create an account when they're making just one-off holiday purchases, so make sure you don't give them a reason to shop somewhere else. And then along those same lines, make sure you reduce the number of tasks required for checkout. Make this just a seamless and smooth experience. If you have too many steps, again, your shoppers might give up and abandon their cart. And then take a minute to actually go through the checkout process yourself and ensure your payments are set up properly with your payment gateway. If you haven't enabled checkouts on your own domain yet, you should look into setting this up as soon as possible because it creates trust in you and your customers. And lastly, get some friends or family to click around your site and just make sure it's easy to shop, because if they run into any issues, you'll have time to fix them before the holidays hit. All right, thanks everybody. I'm going to kick it back to you, Rob.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for all that information. That was really great. I was just looking at all those holiday imagery, just started to get me really excited about the holidays, so I'm ready to do this thing. So let's talk about tuning up Santa's sleigh. In other words, how are we getting these packages to happy customers? And first off, for those of you who don't know who we are, ShippingEasy helps you ship fast, gets you the best rates for your shipping, and helps you grow your orders, all so you can grow your business. Our cloud-based software is easy to use, and our customer service is second to none. So let's be honest, guys, without shipping, the holidays just don't happen anymore. And your shipping costs, or lack thereof, are more than just a line item on your checkout page or your bottom line. Shipping can actually be used as a marketing tool to attract more buyers, increase order value, and reduce cart abandonment. So let's go over some shipping service strategies that can actually help you earn more business this holiday season. And of course, the first thing we have to talk about is free shipping. Now, did you know that 52% of people abandoned a cart after realizing that there wasn't a free shipping option? And what's more, 63% of people say that free shipping influenced where they chose to shop. And that's vastly higher than the 23% who said next day or same day shipping influenced them. So the concept of free shipping has become so ubiquitous that over half of the people simply expect it now as kind of the new norm. And it's more important to them than how fast something gets to them. So how can you compete when it comes to free shipping? Well, there's a few ways, and depending on how much of that cost you actually want to cover. Now you can obviously just offer it outright, but that may not be something that works for small businesses or independent retailers and things like that. So the first thing you should look at is shipping thresholds. And this can encourage people to spend more or reach a specific number of items in their cart to earn free shipping. And you want to look at your average order value or your average order size and put the threshold slightly above that to ideally circumvent a lot of the cost that comes from offering free shipping. And you get that by, of course, adding more revenue per order. Another way to do this, which is something that Adrienne mentioned in her section, is bundles. You can use this as a free shipping threshold as well. You can try creating specific item bundles or featured add-on items and use this as a tool for getting people to qualify for free shipping. And this can help you clear inventory out or feature inventory that you want to draw more attention to. But the main benefit here is to get more items out the door. And you can kind of think of this the way a lot of gift card companies get people to buy more. So if you spend $100, you get a free $5 gift card. So this can actually encourage people to maybe not even just be buying gifts for other people. Maybe they can add on that extra item or that cool item that they see that you're featuring as a little gift to themselves while they're out shopping. So that's always a good thing to look forward to. But either way, whichever of those you decide to use, you want to make sure that you test it out now to see if A, it gives you enough to cover some of the costs of shipping, and B, actually just to see if it works, if it actually gets people to add more items to their cart. You may need to tweak the offer a little bit before nailing it down and going all in for the holiday season. Now, another option that you can look at is flat rate, which is offering a specific shipping fee regardless of the amount of items or the size of the order. And then 61% of people actually will abandon a cart because they think added fees like shipping are too high. So this is another way to increase average order value by offering one single flat rate of shipping no matter how many items they order. No matter what they order, the shipping stays the same. So now this may not be ideal for lots of small ticket items or if you have a bunch of items that have low overhead, but it could really encourage people to load up a single cart rather than shop around and they only pay shipping once. So this can keep people from going to competitors or going to other companies because they get everything in one place and one-stop shopping, and people love that, especially when they can do it online without getting out of their pajamas. Another thing that's very important this year is Saturday delivery. Christmas is on a Monday this year. So you could be the hero to those procrastinators who wait until the last minute to get their orders in and help them ensure that their gifts are going to arrive on time. Now, Saturday delivery with some carriers does come with an added cost. So you'll need to decide whether you want to eat that cost as a customer service move, or if you want to have the customer cover that as kind of like a premium option. But either way, Saturday delivery is going to be super important this year, so it's definitely something you want to consider. And a frustration point for both customers and retailers, of course, is dealing with returns. But I'm sure I don't have to tell you that returns are simply a part of e-commerce these days. But just listen to a few of these stats. 49% of people said that the return or refund policy influenced where they shop. And 10% of people say that they will fully abandon a cart if the returns policy is not satisfactory. So something else that's really interesting, of the people who did actually have a return, 39% avoided purchasing from the retailer again. So a poor experience made them abandon the retailer altogether. 37% kept the item and never used it. Now, that's not going to encourage repeat business if someone buys something from you, never uses it because of something that you did when it comes to your return policy. And then 20% purchased the same item from a competing retailer. So 1 in 5 people went to the arms of a competing business to buy that exact same item. And that is the last thing you want to do during this super important time of year. So it's crucial to make sure that the details are clear on your website to avoid any confusion or poor customer service situations when it comes to your return policies. And you need to be transparent about who covers the cost. Do people get store credit or do they get a refund? Customers who have peace of mind are more likely to shop with you. And also when it comes to your shipping solution, they should make sure to have an easy way to create prepaid or scan-based return labels and streamline the process of offering returns. And if they don't, you come talk to us at ShippingEasy because we make it really easy on you. And if you're offering hassle-free returns, it can not only create better customer service situations, but it's going to actually garner you more business based on those statistics. And of course, you can't set your shipping service levels if you don't know when the shipping cutoff dates are. It's important to be very, very clear about your order by this date to receive by this date statement to help customers successfully order on your website based on the methods of shipping that you offer. You want to make sure that you place that prominently on your site and try to possibly reiterate it during the checkout process to avoid confusion if you can. If you visit our holiday hub, which is this bit.ly link that you see on the slide here, we actually have a printable USPS calendar that gives you all of the important cutoff dates, and we also have an article that gives you all of the USPS, FedEx, and UPS shipping deadlines. Plus, there's a ton of other resources there, and that's actually where the replay of this webinar will be. So definitely check out the Holiday Hub and take advantage of some of the resources that are there. Now, some other things to consider for holiday shipping. Try shipping orders from Santa. You have to remember that not all of these packages are going to be going to the purchaser. So particularly if you have the functionality to allow marking something as a gift, and specifically if you offer offer products from that cater more towards a younger audience that someone might be shipping to a child, you can actually change the address in your shipping solution, the from address, I'm sorry, in your shipping solution, and sure enough, there is a verifiable address in the North Pole that you can put on the package while still telling the carrier where the package really comes from to make sure that you get the proper shipping costs. Something else you can do is add holiday themes and custom messaging to your packing slips. The holidays, of course, are the best time of year to give some warm, fuzzy feelings and make people's days bright. So make sure your customers know you appreciate them and their business by writing them some personalized season's greetings on their packing slip. This is also a great place to offer a promo code for the next purchase and hopefully turn holiday customers into repeat customers. And another unfortunate thing that we have to talk about, despite all the holiday cheer, holiday fraud continues to increase year over year. So one way to try to combat that is delaying shipping by 24 to 48 hours if possible. I know that it can be a little bit hairy once you get too close to the cutoff dates, but the reason you would want to do this is it actually deters criminals who want the goods to get to them as soon as possible before things get flagged. You can call it a processing time or something like that, but if a card is lost and then gets frozen, that gives time for it to come through the system before the products go out the door, and then you're out that product. So there are a few holiday shipping service tips that can hopefully help you increase sales. And actually, speaking of when things go awry, I'm going to turn it over to Ariel at ShipSurance.
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it. And that was great information about the ShippingEasy platform. And I just want to introduce myself. My name is Ariel Shmorak. I'm a VP of Product at ShipSurance, and we offer shipping insurance coverage. It's an alternative to insuring your packages or declaring a packages directly with the carrier. Can you go to the next slide, please? I want to talk numbers first, because a lot of people always ask, why do I need to insure my packages? They never get lost. Well, we've been doing this for 15 years, and they get lost, and they get damaged quite often. But look through the holidays. The shipping carriers do a fantastic job most of the time, but the volume that they have to process is exponentially greater this time of the year than the rest of the year. So look in 2016. USPS alone shipped 750 million packages. That's 12% over last year, and it looks like they're going to go 10 to 15% again this year. And they even had 40,000 seasonal employees helping them with all this new volume. So these are new people touching the packages throughout the whole mail flow. UPS and FedEx as well shipped over 700 million packages and parcels during that time period. So it's difficult, especially with this new increase that's coming up this year. I know in sales, the National Retail Federation, they're forecasting for November, December, retail sales going up 3.6 to 4%. It's a good chunk. But shipping-wise, UPS is forecasting 750 million packages shipped in 2017. And that for about 17 days during the holiday, 17 of the 21 holiday delivery dates, they're going to be delivering over 30 million packages a day. And FedEx as well, they say that 10% of their ground volume for the year is all done during the holidays. So there's a lot of shipping volume going on. Rob, can you jump to the next one? Thank you. So I'm here to talk about insurance, but insuring your package is not the only way to protect yourself and your customers from losses during the holidays, or for the rest of the year for that matter. You want a good customer experience. If something is lost, if something is damaged, it still looks poorly upon you, even though you did nothing wrong. It could be the carriers, it could be insured with us, but there's some steps you want to take that'll help mitigate this. And these might be seem pretty obvious, but sometimes one or two of these tips might help. So if you look on the presentation here, shipping in plain boxes is huge. There's a want to put your brand on the outside of the box. It's understandable for marketing purposes, but it's really not a best practice to have anything on the outside of the box except for a plain brown box or the carrier branding like USPS or FedEx or UPS. If there's two boxes sitting next to each other that are going through the mail flow, one of them is plain, brown box, nothing's on it, and the other one has a nice picture of a computer on the side of it. Which one is more likely to get up and walk away? Well, obviously the one with the computer on it. So as nondescript as possible is the best way to ship your merchandise. And it's not a marketing issue, it's more of just keep it, nobody needs to know what's in the package, and leave it as a mystery. Now another tip is to verify the complete shipping address. And we see this a lot, is packages that get sent to an address, the suite number is dropped, the suite number is wrong. It could be, say, suite instead of number instead of unit. Sometimes it gets confusing. And also spelling is a problem as well. If an address is spelled incorrectly, it just might not make it. Now, we suggest using ShippingEasy's address verification service. That way, even if you get a partial, it'll correct it for you. It will give you the full zip code, and your package is most likely to get to its destination. Can you go to the next slide, please? Now, if you have anything fragile or breakable, or even if it's not fragile or breakable, sometimes it's good to make sure you double box it. Think through the process of a conveyor belt in the shipping carrier system. Packages are sliding back and forth. They're dropping on top of each other. We always say, will your box survive a 6-foot drop? If it would, that means you probably packed it sufficiently. Because it's the worst feeling when a holiday gift is opened and it's in pieces. And like I said, insurance is wonderful. That's what we're here for. But it's still not the best solution because the buyer, the child, whoever's opening it, is crushed because their item might be damaged. So put a little thought into your packaging. Make sure you put some cushioning. 2 to 3 inches of cushioning is great. A box within a box is great as well. And that's a good solution for, I mentioned earlier, nondescript box. If you have a box that has a brand on it or a manufacturer's box, place that in another box with some cushioning, and then you covered both bases. You double boxed it and you got rid of the manufacturer's packaging with the name on it. Now, as far as high value items, you really don't want packages being left on doorsteps, and we see this a lot. And requesting a signature required for these items is really a great solution. That way, your recipient will sign for it, and it will not get left at a doorstep. And it also, to piggyback a little bit on Rob's fraud statement earlier, sometimes people will understand if a package is left at a doorstep, they can claim non-receipt. But if you sign for it, you received it. So it's really great practice. If it's something of high dollar, make sure it's signed for by the recipient. Can we jump to the next slide? So now we're talking about covering the shipments with shipping insurance. This is what our company does. In case something gets lost, in case something gets damaged, or there's a shortage, package opens and half of the item is there. That's what insuring your packages will protect. So our coverage is built into the ShippingEasy platform. So the idea is you're now going to be paying less than the carriers, and you will have a rapid claims process in the case if something happens. If something goes wrong, a package is lost or damaged, you file it electronically. You speak with a rep if you need to. You get a dedicated rep, and everything can be done paperless. And most claims are processed within 5 business days when we get your documentation. So claims get paid via check. They get dumped in your PayPal account if that's your choice. And the whole process is really quick, seamless, and painless because we've been doing this for 15 years and we work with e-commerce sellers primarily. And it really gives you peace of mind in case a package is lost. We know that with the volume, like we said, slide 1 here, there's so many packages going through the shipping system through the holidays. Things go wrong, and it could be of no fault of anybody. There's just too many packages. Sometimes they fall off a conveyor belt and they're stuck in the corner for 2 months, and then they disappear. They go to dead mail. Get coverage on these, and that is what our benefit is when it's integrated with the ShippingEasy platform, because everybody has access to it, and you have full coverage through us through up to $10,000 for most packages. So it's a great option for protecting your shipments during the holidays. Rob, back to you.
All right, fantastic. Man, it's just so scary how many things can go wrong when it comes to shipping packages during the holidays. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go to some Q&A here, and it looks like the first one we have is actually for Adrian. Adrian, how does somebody decide what channels are best for marketing their holiday sales this time of year?
Yeah, good question. And it really depends on where your customers are already hanging out, because if they're already on Facebook, then you should be on Facebook. And if you're not sure where to research where these customers are spending their time, it's a good idea to go ahead and spy on your competitors a little bit. So if you notice that they're really hitting Pinterest really hard, then go ahead and look into doing the same thing.
All right, very cool. And it looks like this one actually is for us here at ShippingEasy. So there's a lot that goes into the prep and preparation. So where can people get materials and approved packing? So this is actually something really interesting that a lot of people don't know. Is the big 3 carriers, USPS, FedEx, and UPS, actually offer free approved materials for shipping. So if you we have this set up nicely. If you go to support.shippingeasy.com and search for free supplies, we actually have links to the USPS, FedEx, and UPS forms. Your local offices might have stuff that you can go pick up, but with things ramping up right now, they may not have stock much longer, and you can actually have the stuff delivered to your door. But I would make sure to act really quickly because it does take a little while, and you want to make sure that you have this in preparation for the holiday rush. And like I said in the beginning, it's already November, so you want to get moving on that. But yeah, just go to support.shippingeasy.com and search for free supplies, and you'll be able to find the links to get free shipping supplies, and it's very helpful. Looks like we've got one here for Ariel. If a package is lost or damaged, what is actually the process like for filing a claim?
Well, it's easy. That's the whole idea. We try to make it simple. So the idea is we give you a website to log the shipment in. It's linked directly from ShippingEasy. It pulls in all the information about the insured transaction. So if you had a package going from California to Nebraska valued at $200 and your customer says it's lost, you file the claim. Within 24 hours, we'll give you a document request that says, okay, great, we got this. Give us an invoice, have your customer verify the loss, and that's it. We'll process it within 5 days once we get that. And if there's a damage claim, we might ask for some photos or if it's repairable. But otherwise, it's quick and it's easy and it's all done electronically.
Nice, yeah. During this time of year, the easier everything is, the better for sure.
Definitely.
Adrian, actually, here's another one. This is actually one of my favorite ones because I'm a social media geek. What social platforms do you recommend when it comes to getting your business out there during the holidays?
Yeah, really great question. I guess I'd say most of the time, if you had to pick one, stick with Facebook. They have some, especially for advertising on their ads platform, they have some really, really powerful demographic information. I mean, you can segment your audience from everything to their job title to, where they're located in the U.S. or beyond. So if you had to pick one, I would go with Facebook. But generally for e-commerce, Pinterest is also a good one, especially if your products are very visual. And in the same kind of lines, Instagram is growing in popularity, especially, again, with those really visual products. So those, I guess, are the three I would recommend, especially if you're only just now getting started. But you might also look into some other options. There's always Twitter. Even Reddit can be a useful one sometimes. So think about your products. Again, think about where your customers are hanging out. So those are what I would recommend.
Yeah, I gotta say, I used to be pretty averse to shopping on Instagram, but they've got me a few times now with some good stuff. And I mean, it's all about the image. It's something that looks compelling, and then that's just so easy to tap and buy. It's yeah, I've become a believer lately. So here's another one for us here at ShippingEasy. So how do I determine if I'm going to be successful offering free shipping? And this is definitely one we hear a lot because it's kind of scary when you're thinking about offering free shipping. You're worried about taking a loss. You're worried about how much is this going to cost me. So when it comes down to offering free shipping, it really comes down to how much you're paying for your shipping rates. With us, you would get commercial plus pricing. You can get commercial base pricing sometimes elsewhere, but commercial plus pricing is the best shipping rates out there. And then from there, you can actually look at other options. We have something called Flat Rate Green, which is our proprietary cubic rates, which actually gets you even deeper discounts on priority mail shipments. You can also look at regional rate boxes that give you different shipping costs depending on where the item is shipping from and shipping to. If you ship locally, you might be able to save money that way by using a regional rate instead of priority mail. So you're going to have to do a little bit of comparison shopping to figure out what the best ways to offer the types of shipping that's going to give you the best overhead when it comes to offering free shipping. But it all definitely comes down to the rates. So you want to make sure that you're getting the best rates possible. And then, speaking of ShippingEasy, this must be coming from a customer. I like it. Ariel, how does someone insure a package with ShipSurance while using ShippingEasy?
It's actually really easy. When you're printing your label, there's a little section on the screen that says Add Insurance, and then you select your provider, whether it's the carrier's coverage or ShipSurance, which is an option there. So you just select ShipSurance, you put in the value, and you print your label, and you have the coverage there. There's also a pretty interesting automation rule that's available inside the settings of ShippingEasy, where you can click a box that say insure all domestic shipments based on an order total, or insure all international shipments based on an order total. So for example, anything going overseas valued over $50, automatically insure it with ShipSurance. So that way you don't even have to select it or think about it or plug in the details when you're printing your label. So it's actually very straightforward and easy in the platform.
And again, that's exactly how we like it. Another one here for Adrian. You obviously got somebody thinking now. So, do you have any recommendations when it comes to coupons and discounts? Like, what kind of things have you guys seen succeed? What kind of things are good for if somebody's kind of just starting out? Like, where does somebody get started when it comes to offering coupons and discounts?
Sure. It really depends on your margins, but Rob, you made a very compelling argument for offering free shipping. So, that's one that we recommend to our merchants all the time. Even if you have to build the cost into your margins to offer free shipping, definitely try to include it, especially around the holidays, because people are specifically looking for free shipping. Otherwise, it again depends on your margins, but I like to try offering different coupons and discounts based on the channel. So, maybe offer something a little more robust to your repeat audience, or put something out there that's just little to try to capture an audience from social media. So play around with it a little bit. Again, check out what your competitors are doing, and get that free shipping in there for sure.
Yes, I am a proponent of that. You may realize. But yes, I mean, free shipping is so important to people, as I mentioned earlier in my presentation portion. It's a key to success. I mean, platforms and marketplaces like Amazon and Walmart have kind of changed the game when it comes to shipping, and it's just what people expect now. So, being able to use that as part of your marketing strategy is definitely a key factor when setting up coupons. Ariel, I'm sure you hear this one a lot, but why would someone use ShipSurance when there are insurance options through some of the carriers?
That's a great question, and it would take me a long time to give you all the answers to that, because that's what we do here. But I'll quickly get through this. Well, if you're looking at the carriers, for example, I see this question here is FedEx. One is cost. FedEx is very expensive. For example, a $200 item. If you want to insure a $200 item with FedEx, not really insuring it, it's called declaring a value with them, it's $2.90. Whereas that same package through the ShippingEasy platform is $1.18. So that's a significant savings, especially if you're shipping out multiple packages. Now, I mentioned FedEx offers declared value coverage. It's not really insurance. They have rules, they have tariffs, you have to understand all their rules, and they have to prove that they were the company that instituted the loss, that the problem became because something they did. With us, ours is called all risk coverage. So if something happened when it went from A to B, it's good. We don't care who did it, it just happened. And also another benefit is the claims process. Nothing against FedEx or the carriers, but they're shipping companies, and that's their main goal, is to ship a package from A to Z. We're here for the insurance side of things. So when you file a claim with us, you get a dedicated rep you work with. If you need to call in for any reason, let's say you call 3 times to FedEx, you're going to talk to 3 different reps. With us, you're going to talk to the same person. You're not going to have to start the story from scratch, and they'll take care of you and hopefully build a relationship of trust when you discuss any kind of loss or damage with them. So the claims process is a lot smoother. You don't have to deal with multiple folks, and with the savings you're getting, it just makes it really a no-brainer.
Yeah, that makes sense. For a little bit more clarification, so if there are items that are under $100, do you still recommend always insuring those packages, or is it kind of like a case-by-case basis? What's your take on that?
Well, I recommend insuring anything that you want coverage with. Declare the value with us through ShippingEasy, because like I said, the process is so much smoother. the cost is low enough, even if there's some free coverage from the carrier, we would cover the full amount for you. So you don't have to deal with USPS, you don't have to deal with FedEx, you don't have to deal with UPS. You work with us, you do it electronically, and we take care of it for you. So I always suggest insuring it unless it's something of really low dollar that you can easily replace.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. And the last thing you want to deal with during this busy season is more headaches. So
Yeah,
it looks like we've got
sure.
time. Yeah, right. So we've got time for one more, and I do think this is a pretty important one. So someone asked, what if I just simply can't afford to absorb the high costs of free or flat rate shipping? And we totally get that. A lot of people are operating on kind of some thin margins here. So if you can't offer free shipping or a flat rate fee, there's nothing wrong with charging the actual cost to ship an order. You just have to realize that that's not going to be a great strategy for products with a lot of competition. If you carry a lot of the same things that some of the bigger marketplaces may be offering, that could lose you the battle if you're not able to offer the free shipping along with that. But charging for shipping can still work and work well if you have hard to find items or highly sought after brands that shoppers are a little bit more willing to pay for, and just make sure that the charges are very clear every step of the way so that people know what they're getting into. And the easiest way to do that is actually making sure that you have a shipping calculator, which a lot of e-commerce platforms actually provide. And the upside is you don't lose money on shipping, but you may see a higher dropped cart rate than you would with flat rate or free shipping. So it looks like we are up to the 45-minute here, but if we didn't get to your question, we will follow up with you afterward. I'd like to thank Adrian and Ariel for joining us today and offering some really great tips. We're hoping you guys have a great holiday season and hoping it's your best yet. And we'll hopefully see you on the other side of the holiday season, happy and ready to rock and roll. So again, you will receive an email with the webinar replay, so you can go back and revisit any of these tips again. Thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.